mentioned before how I wanted to use this account as my little diary. So today I wanted to make a diary entry type video just talking about my life recently, why I moved to China, and how I've been doing since moving here. Ever since I was young, I was interested in other countries and had a dream to explore the world. I am actually mixed race with Asian and European blood. So since I was young, I've always been exposed to Asian cultures and European cultures. Especially, I have always been interested in Chinese culture. I actually have some family in China, so it was a really good opportunity for me to come and travel in China during my school break. I originally planned to just travel here for a short time and, just experience the life here, learn more Chinese and learn more Chinese culture. But after coming here, I truly fell in love with the lifestyle and didn't want to go back. So right now I am trying to find a job and to change my visa. My Chinese is around HSK4 level. My speaking is really horrible, but I have always been confident in my listening skills. Unfortunately, after coming to China, I even lost my confidence in my listening skills because there's just so many accents and dialects here. I never know what's going on. In terms of studying, I really like to follow a consistent routine. But recently, my life has been really chaotic. I've been having to do a lot of stuff for visas and my schooling and finding a job. I've been moving all around. Like right now I am even in Zhuhai, and because of this I haven't had much time to sit down and formally study. I hope later I can just settle down more and have a more consistent routine so I can also have a more consistent study routine. But although I haven't really been formally studying, I still think that I made a lot of progress with my Chinese because, just living in China and being constantly around the Chinese language, it's hard not to improve. My biggest struggle since moving to China has been the weather. 我给你讲, China, the south of China, is It is so crazy to say that the south of China is both the coldest place and the hottest place I've ever been to in my whole life. My home in California sometimes reaches 40 degrees Celsius, and I used to live in Korea, which is pretty northern and snowy place, but nothing can compete with the south of China. Some other struggles I faced, such as registering visa, registering for WeChat Pay, moving my luggage, finding prescription medicine, all those things can be resolved eventually. But the weather is completely out of my control. I got sick in the summer, I got sick in the winter, and I got sick in the spring. It has been such a challenge for my body to mentally and physically acclimate to the weather here in China. But I know it is going to be possible with time. However, my body has been able to adjust to Chinese food rather smoothly. I used to live in Korea and I ate a lot of Asian food right there. And even when I was in America, I mainly only ate Asian food. And so I think my body is pretty familiar with Asian food. I have no problem with eating Asian food every day. And Chinese food is so diverse, so you can never really get sick of it. Recently, I really love to eat Hunan food, Dongbei food, and also Cantonese food. My spicy level before coming to China was actually pretty low, but now it's getting even higher. I'm more tolerant to spicy food. So yeah, in conclusion, I really love Chinese food and the food part is going really well. Except the first time I came to China, I had some really bad digestion problems, but we don't talk about that anymore. A lot of people were shocked to know that I moved to a small town in China, and I'm shocked too. But after coming to a small town in China, I found out that the life right here is actually more similar than different to what people imagine. In a Chinese small town, I still have AC, I still have Wi-Fi, I still have online shopping, I still have food delivery. Basically, everything I still have it. My life didn't really change that much. We have more in common than we think. The life in a Chinese small town is rather slow, chill, and peaceful. So in a way, I actually think it was less overwhelming for me to move to a Chinese small town than a Chinese big city. I don't know, maybe? Yes, a lot of people here are very curious of me, and most people just actually assume that I'm Russian. I think saying that I'm Russian is actually less shocking than saying that I'm American. And you know, I want to kind of keep a low profile. So when people say, "Are you Russian?" I just say, 对，我是俄罗斯的。So I'm Russian now. There are definitely times I feel a bit homesick. There is a lot of things that I took for granted about the life in America and the life in Korea. You know, I miss my family, I miss my friends, and actually after moving to China, my lifetime dog had to be put to sleep, and I really regret not being there to say goodbye to her. I feel like the time that I was living in America and Korea, I didn't fully value my current life. I was always looking forward to the time that I can go abroad and my big break. But now I really cherish the memories that I had in Korea and in America. And I want to work harder to cherish actually all the memories in my life, even the little mundane things I think can be a beautiful memory, which is actually another reason why I am making vlogs and taking photos of even the little mundane things. You know, being the only foreigner and one of the only English speakers in a Chinese small town, it is easy to get overwhelmed and feel like you are misunderstood. Luckily, I have a lot of people here to help me, so I'm never alone. I'm very grateful for all the people who are here to support me and patiently teaching me and helping me to survive right here. I'm also very grateful to all the people who leave lots of positive and supportive comments in my videos. I'm really looking forward to where my adventures in China will take me next. You know, China is such a big and diverse country. There are so many places to go and see, and I want to try to see as many as possible. I also want to get more involved in China, maybe doing something like volunteering or taking classes. I also have a funny bucket list of all the activities I want to do in China. Some really specific things such as taking kung fu classes and riding a yak. Yeah, so lots of good things are coming. I hope that I can really cherish my journey in China and make a lot of beautiful memories. So that's all for now, and thank you for checking in on me and listening to my diary entry. Bye. Salute! 我向你敬礼 Salute!